I'm heading out onto my longest hike ever, 9 days, in a couple of days. I thought I'd put together a quick little video here just describing what I'm bringing. The main difference is you're going to be carrying a lot more food. So in my sack here, it's the XL version, I think it is. It is fully packed with mostly bars, frankly, and a lot of high density food and my various Mountain House meals that have been repackaged into smaller freezer bags. Anyway, so I'm going to go through the gear here. Got some new stuff here I'll probably highlight in another video. So starting with the big three, I have the my new quilt. It is the Enlightened Equipment Enigma 20 degree long wide. Actually no, regular wide. Sleep system, just regular Trichology 2.0 pillow with the newest version of the Nemo Tensor sleeping pad. Moving on to big three, my new tent here is the Dan Durston X-Mid 1 Pro. Really excited to use this. It's only weighs a pound. I'm going to use the drop sheet from the Lanshan, which is what's below it there, and just to give it a little more protection on the bottom. Looking forward to using that. I've got some Cascade trekking poles, common ones that everybody seems to use. And rounding out the big three, I've got my Durston Kakwa 55. This is not the new 2024 version. I ordered it, but it hasn't come in yet, and I'm going to be selling this one soon. A few advantages of the new one compared to this old one, but I still love this old one too. I've only actually used it for a few hikes, but awesome bag. Alright, so moving on, the clothes I'm going to be wearing on the hike. I've got some Hoka Speedgoat 5s. It's going to be the first hike I've used them on. Just some regular hiking pants, a sun hoodie, merino wool underpants, some darn tough socks, and a merino wool t-shirt. It's going to be quite warm, particularly for the end of September. So I'm not sure. I might just wear the t-shirt instead of the sun hoodie. I'm not quite sure on that yet. My extra clothes really just comes down to an extra pair of Darn Tough. I rotate, wash them, and let them dry and rotate on a daily basis where I can. And an extra pair of underwear, same thing, I rotate those as well. It gives me a chance to jump in the water and get wet and clean up a little bit. Talked about the sack here already. Really looking forward to using this for a longer trip, because when you're hanging a food bag all the time, it is, you know, quite a task to do at the end of a day of hiking. So I'm really looking forward to being able to just mount this onto a tree. I've used it for a number of shorter trips, but I think when I'm really tired, this is going to be a blessing. I have a small ultralight Osprey, what do you call it, hip belt bag. I'm not sure what you call it. Anyway, I've got a whole bunch of extra snacks in there again, just because of the food volume I have. It's just too much. Got the regular Frog Togs rain jacket. Weather forecast is looking good. I may need it one day. A regular 1 liter smart water bottle, and I think about a 600 milliliter Gatorade bottle that I use for mixing my electrolyte drinks throughout the day. The 1 liter is just for longer water carries that I need it. A bit of a Z-Lite pad cut down to size just for a sit pad. And then for my cook kit, got the BRS stove, 110 gram fuel canister, 750 millimeter titanium pot, a homemade wind screen. All that fits within the pot, and then some emergency fire starter there as well. A nylon bag to go inside the backpack for in case it happens to get rainy. And then there's a couple of bread bags on the bottom too to go over my feet if I put on dry socks and I want to put my wet shoes on. Moving on, my sleep gear here, just a hat, a merino wool buff, merino wool long sleeve t-shirt, I think it's 200 weight, sleep socks, and merino wool pants, again 200 weight, so it'll be very warm. This small towel here is for dealing with any kind of condensation I get in a tent. I don't know what I'm going to have in the Durston compared to the Lanshan 1 Pro tent. We'll see. And this is also the towel that I use when I go swimming. It's not very large towel, it's lightweight, but it does the trick. You just keep wringing it out. Poop kit here, pretty basic, just some wet naps, sanitary wipes I should say, and some toilet paper and the Bogner trowel. This bag here is my first aid and repair kit. And then I've got the Garmin Fenix 6 Pro watch, some earbuds for listening to music at night, maybe some podcasts or something on the trail if my mind needs it. Little luxury item here, I like to hang this in the tent when I'm listening to music after a long day. Just gives you some ambiance. This stuff is a lifesaver for blisters. Once you know where your typical hot spots are, you put that on at the start of the hike and you'll be good for the whole day. Petzl Bindi headlamp. This is my 20,000 milliamp hour anchor. I have a 10,000 here. I'm not too sure if I'm going to bring that. I'm thinking the 20,000 might be enough, but it depends how much recording I do if I decide to vlog this hike. I haven't really decided that yet. Small thing of sunscreen, my Zoleo emergency GPS, Platypus quick draw filter. It's my favorite one so far. I've used the Sawyer, I've used the Be Free, and this one seems to keep the flow better than the others. A bunch of miscellaneous stuff. Got a small pocket knife, some bug spray, some hand sanitizer, glasses, bear spray, as well as some chapstick. And a luxury item, I'm going to bring this time around. 9 days is a long time without being able to lean back on anything other than a tree or rock. So I'm bringing my 1 pound Helinox Zero. I know it's extra weight when I've already got a lot of weight, but I really like sitting and just being able to sit back at the end of a long hike and relax. Puffy is just a decathlon, does the trick. And then I've got a decathlon fleece here as well. And I think that's everything. I emptied out the earth sack to give you an idea of the food I'm bringing for the 9 days. So I've got an OPSAC waterproof bag that lines the earth sack, a whole bunch of electrolyte powder, drink mixes, and the bulk, and then there's an extra gallon bag for garbage, and as I go through these I'll probably create some more garbage bags. The bulk of the food, as I mentioned, is bar based and trail mixes and things like that. Trying to keep the density, typically higher fat type bars for the most part, and candy too, just to try to get the carb intake that I'm going to need. And then I have a whole bunch of Mountain House meals, freeze-dried meals that I've repackaged in small quart-sized bags and then labeled each one of them. So this is a beef stroganoff. It needs 380 milliliters of water, and it's a regular stir, 5 minutes, stir again, and another 4 minutes. So I've labeled each one of these the same way. And basically, these just get put into, rather than a cozy, I just have one of the Mountain House bags here, and then I'll just put the bag inside of there, and that'll basically be the cozy to seal up while it's hydrating, just to save a little bit more weight as well. And that all fits within the earth sack. Unfortunately, the earth sack gets a little bit too long for the Kakwa 55, so I'm going to have to put some of the food just for carrying into another dry sack, and then when I get to camp I can take it out of the dry sack and put it into the earth sack for hanging. Alright, so that's going to sustain me. I'm obviously going to be in a calorie deficit, and I'm burning some fat, hopefully not too much muscle, but what you need to do to go 9 days without a resupply. So here it is all packed up. You can see the front pocket is pretty full, and that's one of the reasons I'm switching to the newer version of the Kakwa 55, because it has a larger front pocket there. So I've got the XMID 1 Pro in the side pocket on one side, and my drink bottles on the other side, and it's a really good bag for accessing those bottles. It's very easy to grab them. I put the Chair Zero up at the top here, and then at the front I've got my bear spray and miscellaneous stuff here. I haven't actually put anything in this pocket here yet, so I still have some flexibility there. and some odds and ends there. So there we go. That's all packed up, and looks like it all fits. I haven't weighed it. Maybe I'll do that now and then just report back quickly how much it weighs with the food and water. Just weighed it, and surprise, surprise, 30 pounds wet. That's everything. That's not dry weight. That's all the food and water and everything. So 30 pounds, that's pretty good for 9 days. See if it actually is enough to sustain me. Thanks for watching. Take care.